Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
New for you this evening, Fargo police say they are calling off the search for a person who allegedly stabbed a person in the chest in South Fargo. Police say they are no longer looking for Penja Lawuya as the victim does not wish to cooperate with the investigation. The stabbing took place around 4 yesterday morning at Woodstone Apartments on Calico Drive South. Police say the person who was stabbed in the chest is recovering in a hospital. Trouble to report tonight at Bonanzaville in West Fargo. A Facebook post indicates that someone broke into one of the buildings and opened water spigots, releasing more than 200,000 gallons of water, flooding the property around the South Pleasant Church. Besides having to cover the cost of the water bill, the post says foundations for 4 buildings are threatened. There's also evidence that the vandal or vandals tried to get into other buildings on the property. There's new information tonight regarding this video you see behind me. It shows a man's phone getting knocked out of his hand by a Walmart employee in Crookston. Valley News Team's Maddie Gelseth went to Crookston to find out what happened leading up to the video.
This morning, the Crookston Police Department went over to Joshua Batts' home to tell him he isn't allowed to enter the Crookston Walmart for a year, and he doesn't understand why. Batts said it was all over a loaf of bread that they thought he stole. During self-checkout, one of Batts' loaves didn't scan, so he said he put it aside. Then Batts said when he was walking out, Patricia Mendrano stopped him and asked him to look into his bag, which Batts denied. It is legal for you to deny Walmart to check your receipt and your bags, and in Joshua's incidents, it didn't work out in his favor. Because that's when Batts took out his phone and started recording, leading up to Mendrano slapping his phone out of his hands. Walmart said it is their policy to not allow recording in their stores, but it's up to the manager to enforce it. Walmart also told me they aren't going to apologize for the incident because they don't know what happened to make Mendrano knock his phone out of his hands. They're looking into the situation and getting more details from witnesses. Reporting in Crookston, Maddie Gelseth, Valley News Live.
This case has been forwarded to the Crookston City Attorney for possible charges. We are soaking up the sunshine and warm weather today because we're losing that warmth tomorrow. How's this evening looking?
Well, temperatures as warm this evening as they will be for much of the rest of the next 7-day period. A gorgeous setting sun behind us as we look down to the south and west. Out to the southwest of Fargo, that's where the warmest air is. 40s in central South Dakota. Still a lot of 30s across our region, though. A little bit of snow near Winnipeg heading our way, as well as down near southeast North Dakota drifting our way. But the big impact in our weather is going to be wind. We have a wind advisory for much of our area as we go through our Tuesday from pre-dawn hours all the way into the evening drive. Winds beginning to pick up in the Devil's Lake Basin, points north. Visibility is still a struggle in Langdon, 1.75 miles there and under 5 miles in Park Rapids. Temperatures this early evening will hover right around that 30-degree mark with winds not so bad here in Fargo yet. And likewise, in Grand Forks, I expect temperatures to be fairly comfortable and above average through the evening, but that doesn't last for long. I'll have details on the winds, how long they last, and the impacts they'll have on our weather. Some icy road conditions could very well result from snow blowing over area roads once again.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Authorities in Minnesota are looking for answers after a homicide in Hibbing. It happened at 3 yesterday afternoon on the Mesabi Trail, just east of Kerr. Hibbing police officers and EMS personnel responded to a 911 call from a snowmobiler who reported finding a male on the snowmobile trail. When officers arrived on the scene, they determined the man was dead. He was identified via fingerprints as 33-year-old Joshua Robert LaValle of Aurora. The Hibbing Police Department is now asking the public for any information that might help this case. You can contact them at 218-263-3601. Authorities in Otter Tail County are investigating after someone broke into 15 different fish houses over the weekend. Officers say the break-ins happened on these lakes: Jolly Ann, Sewell, and 10 Mile. A fish locator, underwater cameras, ice chisels, spears, ice fishing rods, and spearing decoys were all stolen. Many of the fish houses were also extensively damaged. Anyone with information can contact the Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office at 218-998-8555. Hotel workers and firefighters spent several hours mopping up a big mess after a water pipe broke early this morning. It happened around 1 a.m. at the Delta Hotel by Marriott in the 1600 block of 42nd Street South in Fargo. At one point, water was pouring out from the roof of the entryway canopy, and there was standing water almost 2 inches deep in spots. Outside, firefighters are investigating what led up to that pipe break. Starting at 9:30 tomorrow morning, people living in Amaretto, North Dakota, will not have any water. The outage is expected to last between 2 and 4 hours. Crews will be working to replace parts to help regulate water pressure. Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton wrote an emotional letter today thanking the public for the past years that he has been in office. It reads as follows: "My fellow Minnesotans, thank you. I am deeply grateful for the chance to serve as our great state's governor for the past 8 years. In 2010, I promised a better Minnesota. Working together, we have kept that pledge." Tim Walz and other newly elected lawmakers took their oaths of office on Minnesota's Inauguration Day today. Walz, the Democratic former congressman from Mankato, became the state's 41st governor during a ceremony at the Fitzgerald Theater in St. Paul. Walz takes over for Democrat Mark Dayton, who is retiring after 8 years as governor and a political career spanning 40 years that included one term in the U.S. Senate.
As a small-town kid turned soldier, football coach, teacher, husband and dad, never did I envision before that I would be here and standing as your Minnesota's 41st governor. I know, and neither did you believe that.
Peggy Flanagan was also sworn in as Lieutenant Governor, Julie Blaha as State Auditor, Steve Simon as Secretary of State, and Keith Ellison as Attorney General. Flanagan is the highest-ranking Native American woman elected to executive office in Minnesota history. Minnesotans interested in becoming more actively involved in deer management can apply to serve on a Deer Advisory Committee. Members are responsible for advising the DNR about deer management issues, policies, and programs. The committee will also help foster dialogue between the public and the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources. The appointments are for 3-year terms. You have until Friday, February 8th to submit an application. For more information, visit our website, valleynewslive.com. Hennessy's Irish Pub, located off of 45th Street in South Fargo, has been closed for good. A sign posted to their front door says closed. A quick call to a neighboring bar, Bulldog Tap, confirmed the closure. The reason for the pub closing is still not known. If your New Year's resolution is healthy eating, then meal prepping may help you stay on track, especially for busy mornings. Instead of grabbing a breakfast bar, try scrambling some eggs and turkey sausage for an easy breakfast pita or burrito. And for lunch or dinner, having chicken and veggies cooked and ready to go can make things easier.
It saves time in your day, and especially for the rest of the week when you're going to work or when you're going to school, if you have kids. It also saves a lot of money because going out to eat is very expensive these days, and you can get more out of your dollar.
If you'd like the recipes, visit valleynewslive.com and click on this story.